Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a video on a soft Easter glam. I just wanted to do a makeup that complements this adorable pale blue sweater that I'm wearing for Easter. So I hope you like the look. I'm going to start today's look by priming my face, and I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow Primer. Now that we're primed, our face is ready for foundation. I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless in shade 4 Neutral. This is my favorite foundation, and I especially wanted to use it today since I was trying the Charlotte Tilbury Primer, because usually primers and foundations of the same brand will work best together. So I just wanted to give it a try. I'm going to be applying this with my best friend, my Moist Beauty Blender, and I'm just gonna get in this. I'm gonna be using MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NW20. If you hear some kids screaming, also apologies. My kids are home every day now, so you know. I'm just taking this concealer under the eye area with a fluffy synthetic blending brush from Laura Mercier. It's an old fave. That's not the last step I'm gonna do to applying this concealer though. I like to then press it into the skin so it really looks like skin with the other side of the Beauty Blender. Really get up in there, pat that lid a little bit. Next, I'm going to take the same concealer brush I was using, and I'm actually not going to apply any more product to the brush. And I'm going to just dust over my lid a little bit because this product is pretty giving, so it doesn't take too much more, and the eyelid area is so small. It's gonna, there we go. And then take my Beauty Blender yet again and press it into the skin. And this is literally how I'm gonna prime my eyes today. Easy, simple. I like to go lighter on the eye primer and use concealer, especially when I'm doing lighter eye looks, because they're a little dustier, everything's not so intense. Just gonna go back in and hit everywhere. We love a good blend. Just get in there and do it. Now it's time to set the face and the under eyes and the lid. I'm gonna do this using the translucent powder from Laura Mercier and a fluffy blending brush. In this case, the one from Bobbi Brown. Sometimes it's good to use a specific under eye powder, but today I just want to keep this really simple, a simple Easter look. Okay, so I'm just really layering in that powder because I'm obviously going to do my eyeshadow, and the more powder you have on underneath that eye will protect the fallout from ruining your makeup. Now I'm going to set the face with a fluffy face brush from MAC. This is the 135. I love this. Just dusts a nice layer over the skin. And I'm going to be really light everywhere else on the face. It was just the under eye area I was trying to protect. Got dust flying. Alright, I'm going to go in with even a little bit more under the eyes. Just a little paranoid. Just really just get crazy with it. And we'll dust all this powder away later. Now for bronzer, I'm going to use Give Me Sun from the MAC Mineralized Collection. This is my favorite bronzer. I'm sure you've noticed that I use it in every video. I do have a couple others, so maybe next time I'll use a different one just so you can see the difference. I'm just going right underneath my cheekbone. And then I kind of like to take it up here a little bit. Kind of like a C, if that helps. I'm just going to be a little bit intense with this today because we are doing a lighter eye look. And when my eyes are lighter, I like for everything else to pop. You can also just like kind of stipple it in the skin. That works well too. Kind of pressing and then just kind of blend it out towards the end. Gosh, I even have acne like right here above my brow. What is going on? First, the quarantine was clearing up my skin. Now I'm not sure what's going on. It's okay though. Thanks to makeup, we don't have to worry about it. Alright, so I'm just getting in there, being a little heavy-handed, which is not my usual. Just blending that up to the cheek a little bit, not too crazy because I'm going to blend the blush into it, so it's kind of like, you know, a blushy bronze. And kind of just work it all out with my fluffy face brush that I love so much. Just kind of blend it all together. For blush, I'm going to be using an old MAC blush palette I have, and I'm going to be using the middle color. I feel like it's like the perfect peachy pink, so it's so pretty for Easter. And this was a holiday collection, MAC Shiny Pretty Things. So it's pretty old, but barely touched. I just love it though. It's just such a pretty color. So I'm just gonna get in there with this. Now our cheeks are blushed, and I'm gonna go in with a highlight. This is the one I use all the time, Jaclyn. I love it. It's just really pigmented, really pretty. It took me a while to figure out how to apply it right. So I'm gonna take my Morphe 510, M510, and I'm going to just use a little bit, tap off the excess, and light these cheeks up. I do this really light-handed because I found when I went in with a heavy hand, I couldn't really move the product and I had like blotchy highlights. So it wasn't cute. And now that I've really like learned how to use the product, I'm obsessed. Light up my little Cupid's bow down the center of my nose. Just going in extra today. Extra with extra. That's the name of the shade, which is perfect. All right, just splash a little up here. Now I'm gonna do the brows. I'm gonna use the MAC Lingering Pencil. I usually use brunette, but I also really like lingering. It's very similar to brunette in the fact that they're in the same like range of darkness to lightness, but lingering is a little bit cooler and brunette is a little bit warmer. So I'm just gonna go in and just really naturally fill in my brows. Once you get your brows to the fullness that you like, I like to go in with the concealer brush and just clean up a little bit. You can use the same one that you use to put on your concealer if the shape is right, or you can use one that's a little more flat like this one. So I just like to clean up, and then I'll go in and also add a little back if I mess up. The spoolie side is nice because you can just kind of brush everything out and together so it looks really natural. For shadow today, I'm so excited to use another Anastasia palette. This is the Carly Bible. It's so pretty. I feel like it's perfect for a light Easter look or just a springtime look in general. And the first color I'm going to use is my favorite in this palette, and it's called Cindy. I'm going to use this as the transition color, even though it is a little pigmented, a little more pigmented than I would usually use for a transition color, but I think that's what makes it fun. All right, I'm just going to take this right in this region. This one, you have to be a little more careful than the usual transition shades I use because it does have a lot of pigment. It's hard to, the color is kind of like a salmon shade, and I usually go in with a very neutral, very light brown. So this one is going to be a little less blendable, and you want to be a little more careful with where you put it. It's so pretty though, I just love it. I feel like when you use a more pigmented transition color too, you don't have to layer as much, which is nice, and you can just do less shadow. So you don't really have to add a whole lot. It's a quicker way to do a quick eye. All right, that's Cindy. So pretty, I love it. Now I'm just gonna take a little bit of a darker shade. I'm gonna take Chai, and I'm gonna put this in the same area, but a little bit of a smaller region. Side note, for Cindy, I did use my 217 fluffy brush. And for Chai, I'm going to use my 221, which is basically a smaller version of the 217. I'm going to tap off the excess per usual, and then I'm just going to go right in this region. I'm not going to take it as far over as I did Cindy, and I'm going to just focus on this corner area, kind of where we would if we were doing like even a darker crease color. But this is going to be the darkest shade that we use in this makeup today. All right, that's a wrap on Chai. You can see where we're at. Now we're gonna go in with our lid color. The first lid color I'm gonna use is Bali. I think it's so pretty. So I'm gonna go in with that, and then I'm gonna layer it with Moo. I'm going to dip my brush in the color. I'm using just this old raggedy Bobbi Brown shadow brush of mine. There's no number, it's just called eyeshadow. I love it though because it just hugs that lid area so perfect. And then after I dip it in the color, I'm going to spray it with my MAC Fix Plus, always and forever. And then I'm going to apply it just right here. Ooh, it's a little spitty, so just beware. Really pretty, but definitely a little wild. So I'm gonna go in and repeat on the other side. I'm gonna even take it to the inner corner a little bit, because this is the lighter of the lid colors that I'm using, and we can just light up that area real quick by dusting over that inner corner. There's nothing prettier than a highlighted inner corner. So that's where we're at with Bali alone. Now I'm gonna go in with Moo, like I said. So beautiful. It's a little bit of a thicker green shimmer, so I think it's gonna give us a little more oomph to this dusty eye look we have going on. I to really get that Fix Plus on that brush to pull out that pigment in that shadow. It almost gives it like a foiled shadow look. It's really pretty. This one's a little spitty too, but I almost don't mind it because it puts a little more shimmer in our highlight area, which is just really pretty. I love this color. My God. Kind of applying it a little crazy, but it's so pretty. I'm going to go back in with my 217 and just kind of brush away any mishaps that may have happened. Now I'm going to highlight my brow bone, and I'm going to be using the shade Bear. I'm also going to use the most random brush ever, and this is a MAC 252 SE. I don't think that this is something that's purchasable, but it works. And you can use any brush similar to this one, or even the brush that I was using on the lid is perfect for the brow bone as well. I just don't want the brow bone as shimmery as the lid, so I didn't want to use that same brush. So pretty. And take the 217 again with a little bit more Cindy to just bring out that transition color again. Now I'm going to take Teddy, my favorite kohl eyeliner, and I'm going to put this in the inner top rim and the inner bottom. Right here on the waterline. So today I want a very precise, strong wing eyeliner. Sorry, can't talk. So I'm going to be using Brush Black from MAC. It is a liquid eyeliner and it's really user friendly. One of the reasons I love it so much for a very precise wing liner. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to first draw the outer lines of the wing before I do any filling in on either eye. I want to add, you guys, that when you're doing the wing liner and you're drawing the outer lines, you want to take it from the corner of your eye here upward in the direction toward where your eyebrow ends. That's going to give you the best wing for your eye shape. So let me go in and do this other one. You can see how I do it. So we start here at the corner and I can see where my brow ends. So taking it upward in that direction. Perfect. And so both of our lines are done, and now I'm going to go in and fill in each side. Doing both of them first helps you to get them moderately even so that you kind of know where you're at, instead of just doing one and then finishing the whole eye and doing one and finishing the whole eye only to find out that they're not even. Another thing I want to mention about the wing liner is that it should be tapered. So you have your wing and then it gets thick kind of right here, and then it should thin out as it reaches the inner corner of the eye. Alright, so my liner is winged and now we're ready for lashes. I'm going to use the Ardell Demi Wispies since I'm doing a really soft, subtle glam look today. And then I'm going to use my favorite glue, which is like the god of all lash glue, Duo. The trick to applying lashes is putting a thin layer at the very top of the lash, like right where you're gonna lay it on your lash line, and then letting it get tacky for a second. I do it like this. If you need to speed it up, you can just wave it around in the air a little bit. That way it dries down and it's not so wet and slippery. Once the glue is tacky, I'm just gonna lay it on my upper lash line, and then I'm gonna position them with my tweezers. So, just like so. You'll see that the glue looks kind of like white and messy, but it dries completely clear, so you won't see it once it's dry. While the lash is dry, I'm gonna go in and go ahead and do my lip. I'm gonna start with MAC Prep and Prime Lip Base. Just gonna coat the whole lip with it. Then I'm gonna go in with my Boldly Bare MAC Lip Pencil. It's kind of like a really warm, light but spicy nude. I line the whole outside and then I also fill in the in. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of Charlotte Tilbury In Love with Olivia lipstick. It looks so good with Boldly Bare. It's just a little more pinky than Boldly Bare, so it kind of brings out the pink undertones in it. Alright, and I'm gonna top this with my fave Oyster Girl lip gloss from MAC, just to make it a little more soft and subtle. Now that the glue has dried on my lashes, I'm gonna go in with my liquid liner again, brush black, and just kind of coat over where the glue was to make sure everything looks seamless. Now I'm gonna try this fun little mascara sample. This is NARS Climax mascara. Okay. Let's see if it makes our lashes climax. Whoa. Wow. I like it. And now I'm just gonna go in on those bottom lashes. Ooh, I really like the brush on this mascara. Alright, this is the final look.